after reaching level 50 in Lost Ark, players have a truckload of gameplay elements thrown at them, such as dungeons and raids, a sprawling world map to fully explore, in addition to new systems to upgrade their gear and increase player level. It can be a lot to take in at first, so we're going to use this video to highlight 13 essential things to know when you reach level 50 in Lost Ark. Your item level has been keeping you aware if you're progressing at pace with the main story before going into dungeons. However, once you hit character level 50, that number will become very important to accessing content. Onward from character level 50, you'll have to use the new systems introduced to you in order to raise your item level much higher. You'll get access to the Acacia Sea after getting your ship as a reward from Pirate Captain Blackfang at Wavestrand Port. Trust us, you won't miss this story beat. There's a whole pirate-heavy dungeon scenario prior to this. With the ship, you can now sail to new continents, islands with quests that reward you with valuable resources to upgrade your gear, and co-op PvE encounters like ghost ship raids. And although owning a ship is cool, you now have another tool to upgrade. By completing activities on the high seas as well as keeping an eye out for collectible cargo drops on the water, you'll collect pirate coins. Pirate coins can be traded for ship upgrade parts with merchants that can be found while sailing or at various major ports. Quick side note, sailing around the world Wind Waker style can be time consuming when you're going back and forth across the world map to do simple objectives, but if you do the Ocean Liner guide quest, you'll find that there are ocean liners that go back and forth between continents, which you can use for a small fee of silver. Soon after unlocking Chaos Dungeons, you'll start a class-specific questline to unlock your character's first awakening skill. These are devastatingly strong skills that'll be essential to your moveset in the battles ahead. Vern Castle is located in the continent of North Vern. You'll find that this is essentially the main hub town for all the major activities that players do in Lost Ark, which are used to grind for higher leveled gear and materials. Chaos and Abyssal Dungeons, Guardian raids, and other PvE content can be found here. You'll have to do the guide quests prior, like joining the Adventurers Guild and being introduced to the proper NPCs, but afterwards you're good to go. The game will also let you know which quests you have to complete before you unlock these features as well. Honing, or upgrading your gear, is an important element in getting stronger in Lost Ark. In major cities of the world map, like Vern Castle, you'll find gear honing NPCs that need materials like Harmony Shards, Stone Fragments, and Leap Stones in order to hone. You can get these resources via a laundry list of daily activities, farming islands on the Acacia Sea, and more. Be mindful that the honing process isn't always a guaranteed success. You use those resources to essentially roll for an upgrade. The more you hone, the harder it'll be. If the honing isn't successful, then you'll need more resources to do it. You'll have access to all the items you need to hone your gear up to level 15, but after that you have to have access to higher tier content like quests in the main storyline. In typical MMO fashion, every day you'll want to do your dailies, such as to grind for resources and gear upgrades. Lost Ark has a variety of dailies for you to choose from, so our next 6 entries will go over each that you should be clearing at least once a day. Starting with Chaos Dungeons, which can be done twice a day. Fight waves of enemies through 3 areas in order to fill the gauge on the top left of the screen. Matchmake with 3 other players and watch the Muso-style carnage as you tear through minions with a GPU-stuttering amount of explosions and visual effects. Abyssal Dungeons can be done once per day. What are essentially higher level versions of the storyline dungeons, these require a higher level of coordination. Bosses have more health and new attack patterns, and minions are harder to kill. You might want to hop on voice comms for these. Guardian raids are often compared to Monster Hunter, and for good reason. With up to 4 players fighting a powerful beast with no visual health bar and dynamic attack patterns that will require more dodging than you may be used to, again, we would not recommend taking these fights on solo. And you only get 2 attempts a day, so make sure you're geared up and ready to go as to not cart and waste your chances. Una's tasks are the most straight to the point daily weekly quests that you'll get to. Once you open the task menu, you'll have an assortment of challenges that will take you all across Acacia and have different payouts for completion. One form of currency you'll receive from Una's task are Una's tokens, which can be exchanged for gold to be spent at the auction house. The rest gauge is a handy catch-up system. Say you can't get online for 3 days. The next time you do a Chaos Dungeon or Guardian raid, you'll receive more rewards equal to the amount of days that you missed, up to 5 days. Priscion's Compass are multiple activities that you can do once per day. Underneath the minimap, click the compass icon to open the window. Here you can choose from field bosses, ghost ship raids, chaos gates, and adventure islands. Click on the corresponding activity and see what time they'll be taking place in order to get to the world map and join other players. Don't forget about the Strongholds you were gifted back in Lutera. Your trade skills, lumbering, forging, fishing, and mining, all benefit your stronghold, so you'll want to actively farm for resources when you have a lull of action. Mostly all the resources you need to make upgrades come from your trade skills, and the upgrades you make on your stronghold can then in turn help you craft useful battle items to help in PvE content. Make checking in on your stronghold a daily task, because some of those upgrades can take multiple hours, if not a whole day to complete. And that's if you have the trade skill resources to start the upgrade in the first place. Even with everything mentioned in this video, there are still more aspects to Lost Ark that players, just like you, will have questions on. Comment down below what else you want to know about Lost Ark. Meanwhile, check out our full review on the game, as well as our feature on what to do with all that old gear you might have lying around in your inventory. And for more gaming content, you're already in the right place, IGN.